I am going solo canoe camping again in northern Minnesota. This trip is just outside of the Boundary Waters, but in the same area. I'm excited about this trip because I could hear the loons even when I drove up to the lake, and I want to go fishing and get out in my solo canoe. Hello! I have glasses now and I am out paddling for the first time this summer. It feels so good already. I just started. I'm in a little solo canoe and the patchwork on this canoe has cracked over the winter, so I'm hoping we don't have any leaks. I'm hoping that the patchwork on this canoe that I bought last season wasn't to patch an actual hole, but just to strengthen the canoe, because it's definitely cracked over the winter from being stored in a unheated shed outside. So that's kind of interesting. Otherwise, I am just paddling along on a small lake in my solo canoe. There's one campsite on this lake and I'm really hoping it's open. Otherwise, there's like a rustic campground that I could go to as a backup or just go to a different lake. It's early in the day. But it feels so good to be out here in the water. I forgot how tippy this small canoe feels, but luckily it's a small lake, not super windy, and I'm feeling pretty confident. We're just gonna head to that campsite and see if it's open. If it's not, I'll have to make a new game plan. So there's a small island over here, that has a pine tree on it, like a big one. There's a couple of them, but one is especially big. And from here, it doesn't look like there's actually land at the base of the tree. It looks like the tree is growing directly out of the water on this island. Does that make sense? It looks really silly. It looks just like a tree growing in the middle of the lake. We're probably pretty far. The GoPro doesn't see long distance very well, but there are a few loons swimming around it, and it's just kind of a cool view to see what looks like just a pine tree in the middle of the lake. We're gonna go up and around the corner over here. That is the campsite, and it is open. And there's a loon over there. It was pretty windy back there, actually. I was paddling my little heart out. Nothing crazy, it wasn't whitecapping, but just enough wind to where I had to like really try to go in the direction I wanted to go in this little canoe. I am kind of feeling like a nap, but I have a lot of work ahead of me before I do that, so I'm just gonna relax here in the canoe before I tackle that task. But this campsite is not a Boundary Waters campsite. Typically I go camping in the Boundary Waters. This is just outside the Boundary Waters, so it's a little bit different. And I can see a picnic table from here, which sounds really bougie. I don't know if you can see it, but we'll be up there in a moment. It is gorgeous in this bay. The bay turns into like a little bit of a river, a stream. Oh, there's the loon. Now it's perfectly calm all the way out there. Not a wave. There's 3 loons in the group. Oh, this is camp. This is one of the landings. I'm probably gonna put my tent up over here on this tent pad. Looks like that's the main, if not only, tent pad. I should do that soon. I kind of feel like taking a nap. I almost slept in the car when I got to the parking lot instead of coming out here right away. But I figured I'd nap better in the tent, so I should just come out here. Oh, it's just so beautiful. I just realized that this picnic table is little. It's like a mini picnic table.
Later on in the night, when the crowds have gone, we could talk under moonlight till dawn. We could stay to watch the sunrise, cancel all our plans. We don't need a reason why we just can't. I wish I could stop time and stay in this moment, never think about going, won't you stay with me?
Typically my first priority when I get to camp is to like set up my tent and everything like I did, and then make sure I have water going through the gravity filter, get food set up. But today I got my tent set up and I am so sleepy. I didn't sleep that much last night or that well, so I am ready to lay down and read a book, and if I fall asleep, that would be fine. There are a few bugs outside. It was seeming like there were no mosquitoes at first, so I thought I was going to be able to leave my door open to my tent or like lay outside, but I'm not feeling like dealing with mosquitoes right now. I'm just so sleepy, so I'm gonna rest in the tent for a little bit, and then I'll probably be hungry because I can already kind of feel my stomach asking for food. So after a while, I will make some dinner, and I have some really good food coming. I did not do pizza rolls this time. I went a different route, and I think it's gonna be really good. It rained for quite a while I was reading, and I didn't even read that long. I ended up trying to take a little bit of a nap. I don't think I slept, but I did get a little chilly, so I put my jacket on. So I figured I would show you the path to the latrine now that the rain has stopped. Hopefully it's done raining because I want to hang out outside, and it was nice and warm before it rained. I like put on my tank top for a little bit, but now it's chilly. Brr. Oh. But I'm starting to wake up. I was so sleepy. Okay, latrine path. There's a tree down across the path, so there's a little bit of a detour. And here we are. Ta-da! I realized once I put these stoves together that I wanted this pan to be as low as possible. So I swapped out these tanks just to help lower my pan a little bit for gravity. This, I'm not worried about being up high. I'm going to make myself some hot tea to warm my hands up. My hands are kind of chilly. And then I have blueberry maple breakfast links, which I'm going to cut up, and I'm going to have that with some asparagus for dinner. Once my water's through the filter, I'm going to grab some of that and start boiling the water. The tea I brought is a caffeine-free, sweet and spicy original. I love this tea. Brr, I am chilly. Kind of cold, and it's kind of drizzly, and I hope it warms up tomorrow because, I mean, I could also just sit in my tent and read the whole time, but I was hoping to get out fishing tomorrow. Now this is what I waited all winter for. I'm honestly digging this picnic table situation. Usually when I go camping, I'm in the Boundary Waters and there's no picnic table. There is definitely like a charm to that, but this is really nice. This is so good. It's just asparagus, and instead of like a brat, I brought a blueberry maple breakfast sausage. Super good. And my tea. The water's like glass, and even though it's raining and drizzling, there is no wind right now. The loudest sound in camp by far are the birds. Not just like the chirping, but even the flapping of their wings and like zooming around in the campsite is kind of cool. I don't know that I've ever noticed the sound of the bird wings flapping like that before, but I noticed it when I was laying in the tent, and now I can't unhear it, and I'm just listening to bird wings flap around and fluttering. I was trying to read outside for a little bit, but the rain started coming down too hard, and I didn't want the book to get wet. So I'm back in the tent. I'm feeling a little bit sleepy, but also kind of sad because my sleeping pad deflated, and I already refilled it twice, thinking, oh, maybe I just needed to stretch, or I don't know. But I think there's definitely a hole in it. So I'm probably going to be sleeping on the ground tonight, which is fine. That's not a big deal. The loons have been singing and calling to each other, and so I got up to listen to that. I think I'm going to be a little bit chilly tonight. That's my guess. I'm going to go to bed with 2 pairs of like thermal leggings on, and probably my jacket as well. It is definitely a little bit chilly. I tried fishing from the different spots on this campsite and all I caught was rocks. I didn't try that hard because it was really bad. I don't think I cast more than twice without catching a rock. We're doing hot cocoa. The sun is peeking out and it is beautiful. It's like drizzle, stop, drizzle, stop, drizzle, stop, and I needed to hang my food, so I just quickly packed up stuff, hung the food in the tree. It's probably gonna get really wet. I didn't like really prepare it for the rain. And then I came in here and blew my air mattress back up because it was flat again. So I'm gonna read again. I could hear what sounded like fish jumping in the water and lots of bird sounds, and it sounded like there was something else near camp. I don't know if it was like a woodpecker or what, but lots of cool sounds. I'm going to boil some water to put in my Nalgene. I like hung all my food, but I didn't hang this and this, obviously. That's a good way to keep yourself warm at night in a tent if you know you're going to be a little chilly. I think I am going to be chilly tonight. I can just tell already. It would be the perfect time to go swimming right now if it was like 15 degrees warmer. The bugs are getting kind of crazy. The mosquitoes are really starting to come out right now, so I'm probably just gonna finish up heating up the rest of this water and then snuggle in and read. I actually slept pretty well last night, but I would wake up cold because my hot water bottle would eventually cool off, and it was very cold last night. So I got up and reheated up my water for my water bottle twice, and I'm so happy I did because once I had that warm water bottle in my sleeping bag, I slept like a baby. Actually, probably some of the best sleep I've ever had solo camping. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see my breath. I finally got out of bed. It's probably just after 9. I've been awake for a long time, but just laying in bed. I warmed up water yet again this morning to keep me warm while I laid in the tent. But I'm getting hungry, so I got up and I went and got the food packed down. The water is a little bit more wavy than it was last night, but nothing crazy. There were gusts of wind earlier, but they've honestly kind of died down. For breakfast, I'm gonna have the breakfast sausages that I had from yesterday, the rest of those. They were fully cooked, so those, and then probably some eggs. I might make some eggs too. I have like instant egg mix. That looks like potential rain, but not necessarily anything crazy. It's kind of nice to be able to hear the water on the shore like that. This is powdered egg. I'm just gonna add some water to it, make like a batter, and then cook it like kind of like scrambled eggs in the pan. My hook is not sinking when I cast it because I lost my first hook that had a weight built into it. I'd like to catch something. This is all I brought for tackle though, so I'm not very set up here. Oh, I do have a weight though. Sweet! Well, I didn't catch anything and I lasted maybe 5 minutes. I just feel like I don't have great bait, artificial bait for fishing, and I also don't feel like I'm in a very good spot for fishing. I could take the canoe out, but it's just windy enough that that doesn't sound like very much fun. It would just blow me around and I don't have a second paddler to try and help steer. I'm just gonna drink more coffee. So you can actually use this as like a French press. It comes with the stuff to do French press with this, but I have just been doing this pour over style of making coffee for a while now and I really like it, so I just haven't really changed it up. The lake is getting windier by the hour and I'm pretty sure it's only supposed to get windier until tonight, so I'm gonna head out now There's not quite white caps, but every once in a while there's like a white cap out there. So in my little canoe, I'm just gonna really hug close to shore and kind of weave my way around the lake. That actually wasn't too bad of a paddle. There was one part where I was coming up along a peninsula and the wind was directly in my face and I had to go around and parallel with the waves. And as a rule of thumb, never go parallel with the waves because that's how you easily capsize. But I almost had to, unless I was gonna go like way out and then turn quick and diagonal back. And I decided to do the parallel with the waves thing really fast because I was lucky enough to kind of catch a break in the wind. And it went smoothly after that. There was a point right at the beginning of paddling where I was like, oh gosh, maybe I should have waited. But we made it. Now I'm in this long, skinny arm bay of the lake, and so it's pretty calm in here.